So how do you go about actually claiming the credit? The next several slides I'm going to go through with you assume that you prepare your own tax return. Now, if you use software, the software is going to lead you through the process. And if you have someone else prepare your return, they're going to go through the process, but they're going to need to ask you probably a lot of questions related to the earned income tax credit. So you may not prepare your own return, but this is still going to give you a feel for what should be done regardless of how your return is prepared. Now, to claim the credit, you have to file an income tax return. You don't get the credit automatically. There are two types of returns on which you can claim it. You can use Form 1040, which is the sort of regular U.S. individual income tax return, or you can use Form 1040 SR, which is the U.S. tax return for seniors that can be used for taxpayers age 65 and older. On your return, you can figure the amount of the credit, or you can have the IRS figure the amount of the credit. There's a line on your tax return, it's line 27, that says earned income credit. So to tell the IRS that you want them to look up your credit for you, just leave that box blank. So where you're supposed to write in the amount of your earned income credit, leave that blank, and then they have you, what they want you to do is write the initials EIC on the dotted line next to the blank box. They then don't want you to put amounts at any of the boxes on your return that show things like your total tax payments, overpayment, refund, amounts you owe, because those amounts all depend on the amount of your earned income credit. So they don't want you filling in those boxes either. They want you to leave all those blank. So if you want the IRS to look up the number for you, because maybe you're a little nervous about doing it yourself, this is what it's going to look like. There's line 27 on your tax return. It says earned income credit. And just on that dotted line, write EIC, and then don't put any amount on line 27. That's how you do it. Assuming you're going to figure it yourself, what the IRS has you do is they want you to use the worksheets in the instructions for Form 1040. Those are also the instructions for Form 1040 SR. So they have a worksheet that takes you through writing down your earned income amount, your adjusted gross income, figuring whether you have to use adjusted gross income or you can just use earned income. They go through all that with you. So you fill out those worksheets. You do not file those worksheets when you file your return. But please, please, please be sure to keep those worksheets for your records, because if the IRS were to ever audit you, and I hope they never audit you, but if they were, then you would really need to have those worksheets to be able to show them. And then once you've filled out the worksheet's going to take you to the IRS table. You're going to determine, you're going to look up the amount of your credit in the table, and then you're going to enter the amount on line 27 of Form 1040 or 1040 SR. It's the same line on both. And here's what that looks like. You've seen this before. Line 27, earned income credit, write in the amount on line 27. That's how you claim the credit. Simple as that. You may be required to complete and attach a Schedule EIC to your return. This applies if you have any qualifying children. The Schedule EIC is actually called Earned Income Credit Qualifying Child Information. And the purpose of Schedule EIC, which you do file with your return, is to give information to the IRS regarding each qualifying child. On that form, on that schedule, you put in the name of the individual, their social security number, their year of birth, how they're related to you, and the number of months they live with you. This helps the IRS figure out if they meet the requirements to be your qualifying child. You'll note that I've said here on this slide, make sure the name is the same as it is on the social security card, and make sure the social security number is correct. You also need to make sure the year of birth, relationship, and number of months live with you is correct. But I'm highlighting those two things simply because the IRS says that one of the main issues they encounter with the earned income credit is people don't put a name on Schedule EIC. that matches the Social Security card, or they don't get the Social Security number right. The IRS is going to look this up when you put this on Schedule EIC, and so you want to make sure it's going to match up with Social Security records. So that's very, very important. Here's what the Schedule EIC looks like. This is not the whole form. I just want to give you a little snapshot of what it looks like, but you can see there it starts out with having you list the child's name, and you put in their name, their Social Security number. The form goes on and has you also provide the other information. And again, that has to be attached to your return. There's an additional form required if you pay someone to prepare your return. And whoever that preparer is, they should know this, and they should give that form to you and file it, or if they're filing, probably electronic filing, they'll file it for you. But it's Form 8867. It's called the Paid Preparer's Due Diligence Checklist. What that form does is ask the person you pay to prepare your return certain questions related to the work they did to confirm that you're eligible for the Earned Income Credit. And again, that form does have to be filed with your return, but it's really the responsibility of your paid preparer to do that. It's only if you paid someone to do it, your return, that this particular form is required. So that's pretty much it on how you claim the credit.